Hey Karu, I'm doing a quick video here about our trip with a whole mess of information, kind of a rambling update for you. And actually, I thought Craig Daniels might be interested in seeing this as well. So I'm starting out here. This is Carnarvon, obviously, and some drone footage. Actually, the red house that you see down there, the right side of it, you can see us. We were standing on the deck there. Actually, in the left side of this picture, you can see the red house as well. But I wanted to throw this footage in mostly to the red house is Isfahan. So the footage is to show you kind of the context of Carnarvon with regards to Snowdonia and the mountains. You can see in the background there. You know, that's a 15-minute to half an hour drive from Carnarvon. You can get up in the mountains, which is really nice. And you can see once again where Isfahan is on the wall there, overlooking the sea, and the little white specks that you see floating in the sea are swans, which adds to the charm. So one of the things we've been doing since we've been here is getting up and going on early morning walks. We spent the first night in Holyhead, so we didn't do it there, but then we moved to the Black Boy Inn for 3 days in Carnarvon. We've been trying to get up early to go on these walks. This is us going to Holyhead Mountain one morning, and this is actually called Sucknant Pass, where we parked here. And we went on a really nice walk out on Conwy Mountain, which you'll see a bunch of footage here of. I cut in drone footage, yeah. So I'm still messing around with the drone, trying to figure out how to make it track us. So this is just experimenting with that. But we're walking along Holyhead Mountain. Actually, we're walking back after watching the sunrise this morning, or stumbling back, as the case may be with me. So we've been going on these early morning walks, trying to get up at dawn and get out for the sunrise, just because the landscape is so spectacular in that light. But we've also been going on afternoon walks, and often visiting like churches or places we haven't seen yet. So one of the places we went to, which I'm going to get to here in a minute, was out on Anglesey over the weekend, and it was a bank holiday weekend, so we were trying to find spots where there wouldn't be a ton of other people. And so we were looking at these couple little churches out on Anglesey we wanted to see. And one of them we went to, you'll see footage here. There's a nuclear power station there that was decommissioned in 2015. And the crazy story about this nuclear power station, once again, you know, they put it in the 1960s. I don't think it opened till like 1981 or something like that. Or maybe it was 71. And then it was shut down in 2015. It's in the process of decommissioning, and the decommissioning process is supposed to take until 2101, when they should complete demolition of all the buildings there. So we're talking almost 80 years from now. It's just insane. You know, it's like this massive nuclear waste site on the island of Anglesey. And once again, you know, it's put in there when people don't have much say over it. And they're talking about putting a new nuclear power plant on the site adjacent to it now, which just kind of blows my mind that you can have one sitting there and saying, yeah, it's going to take us 80 years to tear this thing down. There it is. But we want to put a new one next to it. And don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It's just, it's crazy. So anyway, we spent 3 nights in the Black Boy, and then we moved to this new little vacation let. And it's a former part of the harbor masters buildings. And you can see this is out the window, and the tides, you'll see the tides in the river here go up and down, but you can see there's a boat heading out there, and there's a swing bridge at the mouth of this little harbor, and the boats blow their horns every time they want them to open the swing bridge. So you'll hear that in just a second here, as he's blowing his horn to say, hey, open the swing bridge for me. So yeah, it's great actually, and people walk by all the time. We hear them out our window, so I really actually enjoying being here, and kind of the energy you get. And that parking lot right there, just to the right of it, is where the castle sits actually. So we're right next to the castle. This footage is actually I took on the Insta360 camera, and I just set it up and let it run for 20 minutes while we were watching the sunrise on the top of this hill called Moyle Liss. And I've posted pictures from this site on several times before, but it was just kind of cool to you can see watching the sunrise up here. We had a lovely morning. We got up there, and initially we didn't think we were going to get a sunrise at all because it was so overcast. But as you can see, there was a gap in the clouds right where the sun was coming up. So it ended up being just a great morning. So in addition to these early morning walks every day, we've been trying to do afternoon walks. And I think today Sarah and I are going to go try to hike up in the Carnathy Hills, or mountains, I guess. I don't know if they call them hills or mountains, which is an area kind of to the northeast of where we are now. And it's where all the ponies hang out most of the time. So we're going to do that and have a picnic lunch up there. But in addition to this hike, actually, you're going to see footage shortly of a walk we did yesterday. And it's more kind of southeast of here, about half-hour drive. And we were looking, this is a place we hadn't been before. And actually, there's a little peak there called Drws Coed, which means the door to the woods. And we were looking at it on the map, and actually the Ordnance Survey map said it was an intermediate hike, about a mile and a half from the valley up to the top of this mountain there. And I didn't look too closely at the stats, but then when we started walking, we're like walking the first 3/4 of a mile is on this flat valley, and then it just goes straight up, and it turns out it's like 1,400 feet elevation gain in about 3/4 of a mile. And so we started walking up it, steep up, and it was super steep, as you can see, and we got about 1,000 feet up, and it was just steep, and then the rain came in, this mist, and we decided, we're bailing, we're going to go back down. So we actually kind of took a different route back down. That's the valley that we walked up from and are walking back down to in that footage. So then in the evening, yesterday, we went and walked downtown, or around the castle. That's a castle to the right. And look carefully at this pole next to Sarah. Just keep an eye on that. Yeah, that's not me shaking the camera. There was some crazy resonance going on here. And you can see in that earlier clip, the wind wasn't blowing super hard. It was just slightly breezy. You can see Sarah, but there was something about the speed of the wind and this pole that it was just shaking like crazy. And we grabbed it and stopped it and then let go, and it just started shaking again. I assume it was the wind and not something in the earth causing it to shake. Anyway, that's what we've been doing. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. We're actually meeting with a bunch of people as well. We've had lunches and dinners with people. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I will talk to you more when I have time.